Brilliant.
Hi, hello, I'm Biohacking Joe Bains, and this is my podcast, Lief Hacks, or a video blog. So I have here, Danny Posthill has got a show at the Edinburgh Fringe, which he'll plug later on.
Yeah.
And basically, we're going to discuss life hacks. How has he optimized his life? What epiphanies is that in his life? So, do you want to introduce yourself, Danny?
I'm Danny Posthill, I'm an impressionist, and I'm doing my show at the Edinburgh Festival at Frankenstein's 8:45 every single night, which is called That Bloke Who Does Voices. I suppose that's a bit of a life hack, isn't it? Because I'm just basically, it's exactly what it says on the tin. I'm not trying to be to be fair, I'm a working class lad from Hartlepool, so I'm not going to try and have this clever title and say, which obviously some shows have and are very good. But that's exactly what my show is. So come and see it. Just do loads of impressions, really.
Awesome, right? What's your favourite impression that you do?
One of my favourites that goes really well is Diane Abbott, because nobody expects me to sound, firstly it's a woman, and also she's got a very distinctive voice, and it's very easy to do Diane Abbott because what you have to do is think about fucking up your next sentence.
Oh, right, okay. I was not expecting that.
So there you go.
Okay.
She's always been one of my favourites. And Donald Trump's obviously somebody you've really got to do Donald. Whether you love him or whether you hate him, you've got to make sure that you do Donald, because what I love about Donald is he's the only president America's ever had who looks like he's straining for a shit when he speaks.
Okay. And so you've obviously learned a lot of impressions here. Is it hard to learn an impression, or?
Yeah, I mean, people have went through theories of how to do people, and I've listened to other impressionists and how they sort of, have this thing that they go through to learn. The way I do it is just by watching people. A lot of people, like if I'm just watching someone for a long period of time, you just tend to pick it up, really.
Because you've got that skill now, haven't you? It's like learning to ride a bike.
I suppose, yeah, but you just obviously enhance, obviously you work on it, and it just becomes better and better and better each time you do it,
So how many hours did it take you to learn the Donald Trump?
Well, it's funny you should say that. I was doing a run of gigs, and my missus was driving me because I was banned from driving at the time, and the agent at the time rang me. She said, "Oh, can you do Donald Trump?" And I said, "No, I never thought of doing any politicians because I never thought of doing politics in my act because I just thought it can split a room, especially after Brexit and all that. So I thought, I'm going to leave politicians alone. I'm going to leave politics alone." But anyway, this audition come along, and she said, "Well, you've got a week to learn and do a rap for Sky News." So I'm watching videos of Donald Trump while my missus is driving. I'm on the road with her. And his voice is banned from our house now because I was doing her heading with it so much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, it got to the point where I was thinking, shall I throw it in while we're having sex?
Yeah.
Just to see
that was my question.
Just to see how much she'd be fucking firstly pissed off and secondly just be disgusted. You
would not get sex for 6 months.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even say that, mate. I'd say it probably would have been the end of our relationship. You know what I mean? Imagine that, the divorce court. Well, what happened then? Why are you splitting up? Well, under the grounds of my husband was fucking doing Donald Trump impressions while we were having sex, and I can't look at him the same way again,
Okay, that's yeah. Because I used to be married, and this is when I just started out in comedy, and so I was always trying jokes badly.
Yeah.
And so I would try them on my wife, and then she basically said, "Look, you are not allowed to do any more jokes on me."
Really?
Banned completely. And then my daughter, who's now 11, also got sick of my jokes, bad jokes, not just good jokes, but bad. Because I was always trying the stupidest jokes, and she would look, "Dad, if you want to talk to me, you talk to me.
Yeah.
No more jokes. That's it, right?" Literally, imagine a 10-year-old telling you enough.
Yeah. I mean, see, I try out material on Amy, and if she really laughs at something, I just won't bother trying it on stage because I'm thinking whatever she finds funny, the audience don't. That's the pattern I've found that emerges. And then I'll tell her a gag, and if she doesn't laugh, I'm going, that'll probably work on an audience. And 9 times out of 10 when I do try it out on an audience, it works.
Oh, right.
So,
does that not piss her off that she's the opposite? of your audience.
Probably, yeah. And also, I think when you were saying that obviously your wife didn't like it when you kept trying jokes on it, is because they were with us. They're with us 24/7.
Yeah.
You know.
True, yeah.
So obviously, it doesn't matter who it is, right? You can be sat with someone, and you eventually you get sick of them.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
yeah.
like my hero's Billy Connolly, and I mean, even if I spent 24 hours a day with him for fucking years, I'd be like, oh my god, he does this little thing that pisses you off, or like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Amy doesn't really do anything that pisses me off, apart from telling me off that I've been out till 2 in the morning in Edinburgh every night.
Is she here with you in Edinburgh?
No, she's not. That's probably why I've been going out.
Okay.
So I can't be tamed, really.
Yeah. Well, when I was married, my wife ex-wife now, hated pubs, hated going out.
Really?
Hated everything. So and she's more a homely woman, which I didn't understand personally.
Yeah.
And so Friday nights, I'd be out with the lads.
Yeah.
And I would literally stagger home at 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'd be like trying to put the key in the door.
Oh, that old challenge. Yeah.
And I'd eventually get it in.
Speaking of hacks, do you know any hacks of sorting that one out?
No, I don't.
I mean, I'd say the only one to that is probably just drink less.
Well, or have a kebab, yeah, maybe.
Have a kebab, yeah.
But literally, I would open the door,
and
she'd be sitting on the stairs waiting.
Really?
And I'm like pissed. I'm like, oh the hell, why is she sitting on the stairs? You know? Just go to sleep, woman, right?
Yeah.
But she would just eat my head for like the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
To try to teach me not to do it again.
Yeah.
I promise not to do it again, but then I'll just do it again.
The problem is when my missus tells me not to do something, I feel like I need to do it
more.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like, I had a month off the booze before I come to Edinburgh. I'd done it for charity. And like, my missus was like, oh, I really like this because you're not going to the pub and this, that and the other. And because you're thinking, if I'm not going to drink, I just don't bother going to a pub.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like going to McDonald's and having a salad, really, isn't it?
That's true, yeah.
You just go and you enjoy yourself and you have a drink. Because I've tried it before, because my drink of choice when I'm not drinking alcohol is soda water. And I sat in the pub with my mates one Sunday because I'd done Stoptober last year, and I just got tortured.
Yeah.
And I thought, obviously, I'm adding years onto my life by having a month off the booze, but then I'd rather just live less and take less stick off them. Do you know what I mean? Just have a pint and,
I suppose, yeah, yes. So in your life, how have you optimized your life? Where have you found things that you could optimize? Anything and everything.
Well, obviously, comedy's optimized it because. What we do isn't normal, really. I mean, come on, it's like, but the way I've optimised it really is by meeting different comedians, and it's so interesting, like especially coming to the Edinburgh Festival, because you're meeting people who sort of understand you.
Yeah. Finally. Yeah.
And it's really strange because people find it difficult to do what they can't get it. They can't get their head around the fact that what we actually do. Some people. Like my father-in-law, like he just says, you live in a different world to me. It's like really strange, and I says I know, and which is nice because I think it's optimised your life because it makes you different, and I think when you're different, you feel a bit more special. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, or freak.
Freak. Yeah, especially someone who does voices and all. Weirdo. People might use those type of words, which I don't mind because I just think it's great because it makes you different. And that's and since I got into comedy, and people like what you do, and people sort of say, oh, I loved it when you did this voice, I loved it when you did that voice. It just optimises your mental health as well because you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. Okay. So, self-esteem.
Yeah.
Did you suffer from self-esteem when you were growing up?
I think all comedians do, really, because we just want to be loved by people. Yes. So we go, what's the best way for people to like me apart from, going on stage and making people laugh. It's the thing that all mainly men want to be, isn't it? Like mostly men, they either want to be a UFC champion, they either want to be a footballer, they either want to be in great shape, or they either want to be funny.
Yeah, and they want to conquer, basically.
Yeah, they just want to conquer, don't they? And I think it's because we've been put into that sort of light from the beginning of time, that this is how men have to be. So people follow this sort of thing of how we should be. When in actual fact, it's bollocks. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then it's still cool to be other things. But I think being funny is one of the what's the word? You know,
it puts us at centre stage.
It does. Yeah.
It makes us almost like the leader of the pack.
It does. Yeah.
In the time we're funny, but everybody's watching us. They're taking cues from us.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you know that massively optimises your life because people are walking away from the party going, "Oh, who's that guy that made us laugh?" You know. So you feel love, and it's really weird as well because I had a conversation with, do you know Mike Bottomley, Spike Your Mike?
Oh yeah.
Fun
I love
comedy.
that guy. Yeah.
We were having a chat and we were on about like when you go to parties and you have these people who brag about what car they drive or what yacht they've got or you know.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason people do that is because they haven't got the ability to. We don't have to do that because we can just go and make people laugh.
And plus, being comedians, we don't have any.
Yeah. Sean Michael McIntyre, we don't have a yacht.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we can't brag with those things.
Especially in Edinburgh, you know. I mean, everyone's delighted if they break even, you know. So
we're just glad we get out with our clothes on, you know. So,
basically, yeah.
So what do you do in the morning? You know, like how do you optimize your mornings? Do you have like a morning routine or?
Yeah, well, I mean, on a morning, especially being here, so I'll get up. I have my Actimel. I have my vitamin C. I have my milk thistle because I've probably been out the night before. I have my glucosamines because I know I'm going to be walking.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, I haven't today because I've come and done this for you. But I'll go to the gym.
Which gym do you belong to?
It's called what's the one that's here? Do you know I can't remember the name? But I haven't been for 2 days and I've forgotten the name of the gym.
Pure gym.
Welcome to Edinburgh. It's just like this is what happens to your brain. Places Gym, it's called.
Okay.
It's near Lief because I'm at the flat I'm staying at to Lief. So but also I'm going there, but then I'm also walking into the city every day. So I mean I've been doing like 30,000 steps some days, which is great.
Yeah.
And
especially in Edinburgh where you're going up and down.
Yeah,
so
and the good thing about it is as well is I'm actually losing weight and eating what I want because I'm burning so many calories doing what I'm doing. I mean, I looked at my weekly report and these Fitbits are brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Have you got one as well? Oh, lovely. Welcome to the Fitbit Club. I love it.
This is the HR Heart or something.
All right. Okay.
Similar. And it's changed. I've only had it for like 6 months.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
Because the good thing about it is you'll sit there. Have you noticed, right? You can't just look at it and do that. You've got to do this.
Yeah.
Every time you look at it, you've just got to keep hitting it, haven't you? So you've seen everything on it. But my average daily calorie burn has been 4,500 calories.
Oh, has it?
A day.
Wow, that's a lot,
which is good because I mean I do have a goal to lose weight. I lost a stone before I came here, and I thought I hope I don't put the stone back on. And to be honest, I mean I haven't weighed myself yet because I tend to use the same set of scales when I weigh myself, so I'm not going to weigh myself until I get home.
Okay, that's good.
So, yeah. So hopefully I've lost a bit, but I think you can feel it as well in yourself. Do you know what I mean? And I've been going to the gym. I've toned up a little bit, you know. So no, I mean that's my morning routine really. I also drink loads of water during the day because obviously when I got the show on the night, I mean I'm feeling a bit husky now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know I need more water. But yeah, and then I'll go for something to eat, and then I'll fly her, and then I'll go for a quick drink, and then I'll fly her again, and then I'll do the show.
Cool. And what are you doing when you're at home? Is there any
when I'm at home?
Yeah. So you know you get up, I don't know, what, 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock?
It all depends because oh god no, I mean I love my sleep, so
right, okay.
I'm generally. I mean, going to it, I was having a bad sleeping pattern at one point. I was going to sleep at 4 a.m, but I was up on my Xbox all night.
Yeah.
So what me missus thought was a good idea because she'd be in bed and then all of a sudden she'd hear some like grenade going off or something and she's like, shit, what was that? And it's me playing on the Xbox and she's like, will you get off the fucking Xbox? Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to get to sleep. So I've put the Xbox downstairs now, so that's good. So I go to bed like earlier than I was, which is good. And I get up at round about 10, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
So I'm not like an early riser.
Yeah.
And I think it's that's mainly because I'm either driving home from a gig at 2 a.m, you know, a lot of the time. But if I don't have a gig, I'll get up, I'll go to the gym, I come back, I have something to eat, I play on my Xbox, I do a bit of writing, You know, I don't really have a routine.
Yeah.
Really, it's just like it's however I'm feeling.
And that day,
I'll just do whatever I'm feeling, really.
Okay,
So,
all right, that's cool. What have you learnt in your life, and throughout your whole life, that you want to pass on to your kids, or that you want to pass on to your younger self, or the younger generation? What is it? What hacks? What's the secret to success in life? Whatever success means to you.
Yeah.
I mean, like, say you've got kids, 3 kids, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you want them to know that you think that benefit you massively?
Well, I would just tell them to learn from my mistakes, because I had a lot of money when I was 18 because I fractured my skull and I got compensation, which has left me deaf in one ear permanently.
Oh.
And it's funny because I had 200 driving lessons because my driving instructor was deaf in his right ear. So you can imagine that it's like he's 10 left. What did you say? I don't know. What did you say? So yeah, that was a bloody nightmare. So and I had a lot of money, and looking back, the way house prices have gone up, I wish I'd have bought a house then.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought a house now, but if I'd have bought a house then, I know it would have just went up in value. And I'm just seeing the way it's going, and I would probably advise them to get a house. I would actually, if I had kids, I'd put money away for them so that they can buy a house for when they get to like 18, 19, because I just feel like it's sort of a security thing, isn't it? You know?
Yes, I suppose.
So that's probably one thing I would advise. But then saying that, I spent all that money I had, and I had a great time. So,
experience, right?
Of course it is. And I mean, life experiences, you can't buy that.
No.
I mean, as well, and I suppose that's another thing about optimising your life, being a comedian, because you travel all over and you get to see places at other people's expense. You know, I mean, I've got a mate, and he's travelled around the world, he's travelled all over, and what it cost him, and I've told him how much it cost me to be to some of the same places.
Yeah.
It's like
Peanuts,
tenth of it, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you go and, so that's another thing. Just do what you can in life, do as much as you want, do as much as you can, really, because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And what epiphanies have you had in life? What things have gone, that changed your life, that has, been where you come to some crossroad and you had this,
and you didn't know really where you were going? Well, like I say, I've tried a lot of things in my life.
So what have you tried as you were growing up?
So I was a footballer. I used to play football for Hartlepool at quite a good level. And there was one point when Newcastle, Sunderland were wanting me, and I ended up staying at Hartlepool because, firstly, it was the loyalty, I think, and secondly, I couldn't, my family couldn't afford to be taking me to Sunderland or Newcastle every day as well. But then I was grateful to be playing at that level, So I wanted to be a footballer, and then I got heavily into martial arts, and I lost interest in football.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I got introduced to Bruce Lee, and I was just like, this man's a legend.
Yeah.
Like we were saying about everyone wants to be funny, everyone wants to be the alpha male. I think
every guy wants to be Bruce Lee.
They do, don't they? Everyone wants to be Bruce Lee. And then I got introduced, and because I had a paper round at the time, and I used to go in this place called the Entertainment Zone. They used to sell second-hand VHS tapes, and I seen one called the Ultimate Fighting Championship, which is obviously now the UFC, and I seen Ken Shamrock was on there. And he was obviously, I remember him from the WWE because I love me wrestling. And since I watched that, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So I was doing judo, I was doing karate, I was doing, and then I started training at an MMA gym. And then I got into that, and then I was 16 actually. I don't even think I was old enough to I mean, obviously the rules now, do you know what I mean? Like, you're all, but I didn't even think I was old enough to fight. I was 16, I fought this 22-year-old bloke. It was an amateur fight, and I lasted 2 5-minute rounds. And I lost on split decision.
Wow, that's brilliant.
And I realised then how difficult it is, and how, you've got to be so dedicated. And then I had another fight, it was a mismatch, this guy killed me. It was just, I remember we were in the clinch and he kneed me, and I was like, where did that come from? Do you know what I mean? It was like, he might put his leg around the back of his head to knee me, and it was really strange how he kneed me. It was just incredible. And then I thought, well, do you know what? I always do impressions. I could get into comedy, and it's funny, so this was the epiphany. My French teacher said, I'm doing a talent show, do you want to go up and do some impressions? And I was like, oh, that must be hard. And I got up and I did it, and I won the talent show. So I think that was the game changer, really.
Yeah.
That was the game changer in my life. And then I've just pursued it. But God, I've had some bumpy rides on the way. Well, you know yourself, being a comic, it's like, and it's nice when you talk with the comics, right? The most common conversation you have with another comedian in a green room is shit gigs,
yes.
isn't it?
That's where you die.
Everyone loves a shit gig story. I remember, right, I was doing, when I very first started out, and my mate drove me, Simon. This was when I was going through my 200 driving lesson process. He came to me gig with me, and I just died on my ass. Absolutely died. I said, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This clearly hasn't worked out as well as I would want it to have. Simon, start the car. So I fucked off backstage, and I'm at the side, and I'm waiting outside. I thought, there's no way I'm going to walk through the audience, because it was one of them you could get out the back door. And I'm waiting, he's not there. 10 minutes, I'm still waiting, he's still not there. I rang him, I said, mate, where are you? He says, I'm in the venue still. I said, I told you to start the car. He said, sorry mate, I thought you said start the clap. Everyone else was like, just staring at me. And my mate's like that, well, I thought you were good mates, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, I mean, like I say, it's, so that was probably one of the worst gigs I ever did. But like I say, I think what happens is, they're epiphanies as well, because what you do is, you take a knock and you go, well, actually, it worked before, so why didn't it work there? So surely, someone's going to like what I do.
Yeah.
And if you have that mentality and that positivity, then you'll get there.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
I died badly in Norwich.
Really?
Yeah. I did a gig in Croydon the day before.
Yeah.
And it went perfect.
Yeah.
And I had visions of stardom, like.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I've done it. I've made it, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, fully inflated, went to Norwich. And I was on first, I think it was, and the audience just looked at me. Like, there was no booing, there was no talking.
That's even worse,
yeah,
isn't it? I'd rather them just be talking,
No, they just stood there, sat there, and they just looked at me with pity. And I was supposed to do 10 minutes, so I just carried on. It was the hardest 10 minutes of my life. And unlike you
done
right?
10 minutes, you've done 10 minutes, an hour's material in 10 minutes, basically, because you just like getting through it.
Well, but unlike you had the luxury of being able to slip out. Mine, the exit was through the audience to the other side. So I had to then walk through the entire audience. And they did the slow clap.
Did that?
Yeah.
No.
It was a big stage, and I walked off, and it was a long room, and I walked off through the middle as they did the slow clap. There was a bus when I got outside, and I was thinking I should be under that bus,
Yeah.
I was like, that would be.
Well, listen, it's not like, sometimes I think if you have a tough gig. The other night I was on a roll with shows, it was going really well. And I had a woman in who just wouldn't stop talking, and it just ruined it. And people enjoyed the show, came in, but they just said, that woman, she would. So anyway, I had a message on my Facebook page. Hi Danny, I'm so sorry about that lady tonight, that's my wife. And then the next bit he said, I was like, oh my God. He went, she's just been diagnosed with a brain tumour, and she's sort of gone off the rails a bit. I'm so sorry. I said, look mate, I can get over a bad night. I said, but what you are going through, I said, I hope she makes a speedy recovery. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just don't know what other people are going through sometimes, do you?
No.
A bad gig we can get over without any cuts and bruises.
Yeah.
Mentally, it can scar you, because it is a bit personal, and you go, well, that joke didn't work, and I spent ages. I think what it is you just get a bit pissed off when you spend a lot of time working on something.
Exactly.
Hoping that it works.
Yes.
And then you go on stage and it doesn't, you're like,
especially if there's somebody drunk that ruins it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So what are the qualities you see on being successful? What qualities would a successful person have?
Someone who's on time with everything. Someone who's very just dedication and hard work. I think that's the only thing I could say. You've really just got to work at it and just keep, have that optimism about you. That's what you just got to be optimistic. I mean, we can get down at times being a comic. I mean, God, it's like, I think most of us have bipolar because we're just constantly going, oh, that was brilliant, oh, that was shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was brilliant, oh, that was shit. Do you know what I mean? So we're getting in them cycles. Like the other day, the other day in Edinburgh, do you know what I mean? You're just like, your days just, you don't even know what day it is, do you? It's crazy.
I have to keep constantly looking to remind myself what day it is, yeah.
So it was yesterday, and I'd done the basil brush. Oh, so this was really strange. So you know, obviously, President Bonjour.
Yeah.
He's had that thing where his TV program's ripped off his act. So he said, "Can you come on the show and help defend me?"
Yeah.
As Donald Trump. So it was so funny, so funny. We had a great time, and then I had to take me orange makeup off, which was a nightmare to get off. And then I'd done the basil brush show. And I'd done 4 minutes on there, and it was just like brilliant. I had such a good gig. And then I'm flying outside the venue, and everyone. I mean, I might as well just left them flat because everyone would have took one because the audience loved what I did.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm outside my venue. I feel like impressions, come and see me show, and it's like, you've gone from that to nothing, and it's like, what the and then I done my show, then I had a good show, so then I was back up. You know, and I think
that's
it's
right.
just
it's that roller coaster, right?
Things that are happening just cause the emotions, don't they? It's really strange. That's why you've just got to try and remember, try and look at it as like a bleeper. Do you know what I mean? And just go, I'll try and keep myself in that way. I will go up, I will go down, but then remember, you've still got to sort of try and train your brain in order to keep at that sort of level and know that this will happen and that will happen.
Yes.
But then just go right and stay focused.
Yeah, because as long as you know that a roller coaster has to go down,
it does.
For it to go back up,
exactly.
Then it becomes easier to manage. Whereas if you don't know, then you don't know what's happening and you don't know reference points. And so because for a long time I didn't know about the roller coaster. So when I was in the doldrums, I was like, what is going on? I don't understand. But once you realise, it's just part of life.
It's just part of life. This is what happens.
Yeah, this is what happens.
So and I think that's how people who do comedy or people who do perform can end up having mental health problems because of that roller coaster.
Yes, and not knowing that it's a roller coaster.
I
think that this is okay as long as you know it's there.
Yeah.
You know, imagine being blindfolded and put on a roller coaster and not knowing it's a roller coaster. And you don't understand when it drops.
Exactly.
You don't understand when it's going up.
Yeah.
It'd be that, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It is, yeah.
But if you tell them, I'm going to blindfold you and we're putting you on this roller coaster, and you go, oh, that's when I'm going down now.
That's a very good analogy.
That's
right. Very good analogy, yeah.
Most people just So what gets you up in the morning? What makes you get out of bed?
Wait, that phone call might come up, or, that's what sort of keeps me going, really. Knowing that I've got a gig that night, knowing that I'm going to get myself ready for my gig, knowing I'm going to go to the gym and then that makes me feel good, knowing that I'm going to see a friend who I haven't seen for a while, knowing that, just being grateful for what I've got, really.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's the next question, actually. So in life, if you had to list throughout your life, what things have you been you're most grateful for? What would they be? You can start right from birth all the way.
Firstly, having brilliant parents and grandparents who've looked after me.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for that. My whole family, really. Because, I listen to some people and, some people have had families who, they've got cousins and they don't even speak to them, When my family, even my cousins and everyone, we're also really close. And it's really nice,
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that the hard work that I've put into comedy has turned successful thus far. I'm making a living doing what I do. I've got a house from it. I've got a gorgeous fiancée who is just with me. She's just with me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As much as we have our little moments, she's someone I couldn't live without. You know what I mean? So I wake up being grateful that I've got her in my life. Grateful that I've got great friends in my life. Knowing that I've got friends who I can just ring up when I'm feeling a bit, I might feel a bit down or, so I'm just grateful for that, really. And grateful just for knowing that people like me as a person. And I think that's a really nice thing to have.
Yeah. Yes. I once overdosed on cannabis, and I was grateful that I had a black friend. Literally, it was like 3 in the morning, and it wasn't coming down.
Yeah.
And so I rang a friend of mine up, and I chose the black one because he would know. And he was like, "So you rang me because I'm black?" I mean, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't mean to be stereotypical, but you know.
And he went, "Thanks, mate." Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he spent 2 hours on Skype with me trying to calm me down.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know what I remember? I had some because I don't smoke, so I had a
it wasn't smoke. It was
edibles.
It was the tar, the cannabis tar. It's like 9% pure, and you literally put like a pin drop under your tongue.
Really?
And that's all you need. If you put 2 pin drops.
Fucking, I was like talking to Joey Diaz. This.
Yeah. No. So I used to be disabled, and so when they discharged me back home, they'd give me all these really strong painkillers.
Right.
But these painkillers.
So what was your disability then?
Oh, so I couldn't get into bed at night, and I couldn't go to the bathroom, and I couldn't have a shower, and I couldn't change my clothes. So people would come and do those things for me. The best thing.
So it was what, you couldn't walk or anything like that?
Yeah, I could. No, once you stood me up, I could walk. But then you'd have to put me back down again. I couldn't go back down.
Fucking hell. So the cannabis you said has helped.
Oh yeah. I had to take it twice a day. I would say it saved my life. Because they were.
Do you know what? I love hearing stories like this because I'd done a gig. It was for pharmaceutical companies, and I questioned cannabis to one of them, and he just ended. He said, "Oh, sorry, I need to go."
Yeah, they won't talk about it because
I do think it is a great. I think they should legalise it. Definitely.
It definitely. Oh yeah. I mean, it saved so many people's lives, but unfortunately, it saved it illegally because I know a lot of people who've taken it, and like I spent 6 months in hospital, right? And they were giving me these painkillers, and
they were probably
drugs.
bad for your kidneys.
Oh yeah. And I mean,
I
mean, obviously, I didn't have anything to do in the hospital apart from lie in bed. And so I would read whatever's on these.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd read it, and I'd be like, you know, just give me the pain. Just give me the disease. I mean, this stuff, the side effects of this shit was worse than the disease I had.
Exactly.
Right? And I was quite lucky when they discharged me, they were like a bag of drugs, basically. One of those drugs. Literally, the bag was this big, and I've still got it at home. And the nurse that discharged me said, "Look, I'm giving you all the drugs we've been giving you here, but you want to get them off as fast as possible because they will kill you." I was like, all right. And then when I got home, I got very lucky because somebody managed to get hold of this. It was like a veil. It was one of those veils. So it's only about that much in there.
Right. Yeah.
But it was like the elixir of life, you know.
Yeah.
And this was 100% pure. Like,
really?
Yeah, because I knew the source. I knew the person who made it. I knew the whole thing. Yeah. It wasn't cheap. It cost me $500.
Right.
But it literally saved my life. Basically, I would take it twice a day, and because I had so much pain in my body, I couldn't sleep. And so you can't recover if you don't sleep. So all the drugs that the pharmaceutical industry were giving me was bringing my pain from 15 out of 10 to about 7. And so I could sleep, but it wasn't comfortable.
Yeah, you were still in pain. Yeah.
But this stuff, oh my God, it brought it down to like a 2 or 3.
Really?
But it also put you to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
You know, so I would. So I took it twice a day for 2 months, and in those 2 months,
it also makes you laugh, and they say laughter's the best medicine.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
That's one of the other qualities of that.
It allowed me to sleep for like 12 hours a day, and once I could sleep, my body could heal.
Yeah.
And then my body started healing, but at the beginning, I made mistakes because I didn't know what I was doing. So I'd put some under my tongue. And then I'd feel nothing for like 10, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I go, you know, maybe because it was such a small amount, maybe I missed it in some way.
Yeah.
So I take another one.
Jesus.
And then 30 minutes later, it hits me.
Yeah.
And the first couple of times, because I'd never taken cannabis before, so I didn't know what it was, and I've never smoked cannabis or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what the highs were or what it meant.
Yeah.
So when I double took them with the first week,
do you have to have like some cocaine to come back up or something?
No, it was just it was so powerful, And I got scared.
Well, yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
So I got paranoid, I got scared, and so this is when I rang my black friend up. And he's like, listen, nothing is going to happen to you. All you need to do is go to sleep. And I was like, I can't go to sleep. But my brain, will it fry my brain? Will it kill me? All that. And he goes, look, Google it, right? It has no known side effect.
No one's died of it.
Yeah.
But actually, there was a story in the Daily Mail, wasn't there? There was a woman who, well, it was in all the papers, tabloids and broadsheet, about the woman that she died off a joint or something. But I don't
think it was a joint. No,
I don't think it must have been something that
she had with it.
Yeah, got to have been.
No, because
that's the only story I've ever known. For somebody
exactly. Yeah, but I mean, I like, for me, when I overdosed, like, the room was spinning, the whole world, and every time I closed my eyes, the universe started spinning. Like really high. Yeah, and but the next morning I'm bright as rain.
Yeah.
It was just because I didn't know what was going on, and I was scared.
It scared you because you've never been in that situation before.
Exactly. Yeah. So
the roller coaster thing you were talking about earlier on.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm feeling it's not right because it's not normal. It's not your normal way of behaving and thinking.
Yeah. But I took it for 2 months, and I just got stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and then. And here I am now.
Yeah, exactly. That's quite an incredible story. Carl.
Yeah, but
love that.
But what that did to me was it made me question things, because up to that point I'd been buying the bullshit. Drugs, say no to drugs. Drugs are bad for you. Drugs are evil. Drugs are this. Yeah. And then my mind was like,
I mean, it does depend what drugs. Don't take heroin. You know what I mean? Don't take cocaine. Like, obviously, CBD is good for you.
Yes.
But it's mad because, funny you should say that, because I'm prone to chest infections, and I remember I took a lot of vitamin C's and I took some CBD oil, the strongest. It was about the 35% one.
Yeah.
And I took that, went to sleep, woke up, and I thought, oh, it's gone. I'm not coughing as well. I'm coughing up the green phlegm, not coughing up as much as that. Excuse me.
Bless you.
I was taking amoxicillin to get rid of it. The doctor was just giving me amoxicillin. There you go, that'll get rid of it, because I thought I need my voice, I need to work, Yeah. And now I've discovered this. The only other time I've had to take antibiotics was when I was in Gran Canaria, and I didn't take my CBD over there because I was worried in case it might have been illegal.
Yeah.
And the doctor gave me these tablets, which I didn't particularly want to take, but I was so bad because it got to the point where it was like bronchitis, and it would have got even worse to pneumonia if I didn't take these, which obviously they help, but antibiotics are just so bad for you.
Yeah, they are. They're incredibly bad.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to get rid of any problem, I'm a health coach.
Right.
The easiest, simplest way to get rid of any problem in the body is take 3 days and just drink lemon water.
Lemon water, yeah.
That's it.
That helps.
Nothing else. For 3 days.
Right.
And basically, whatever you got will reset.
Really?
It doesn't matter what you got.
So all you do is you fast and just drink lemon water?
That's it. Just every day make lemon water. Like I do it every month or something.
Right.
And basically like 1 liter.
Right.
And then just put lemon water in there, put like half a teaspoon of Himalayan salt. Like for electrolytes.
Yeah.
Just electrolytes are important. Himalayan salt, I'll put some magnesium in.
Right.
Himalayan salt, magnesium, and I might put like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in there.
Right.
And I'll make like 2 liters of these things in like these 1 liter.
Well, apple cider vinegar is meant to be great, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So you do that, and then you make 2 liters and just drink the 2 liters every day.
Right.
You do that for 3 days. The 3 days is important.
Yeah.
It's the way the body works. And 3 days later, you'll be right as rain.
Yeah, but because fasting as well is good for your immune system, isn't it?
I'm a health coach, so I do a lot of fasting.
Right.
So I do intermittent fasting. I do fasting. I do I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and meditation and all that. And the healthiest thing, once a month, 3 days, lemon water.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because obviously you must eat healthy a lot, because I seen that you're really enjoying that pie then, do you know what I mean? I can have something naughty, so you were I could see you were going for it. I thought, right, I won't ask you too many questions and start talking to you while you're eating your pie, because you seem to be sort of getting into a moment with the pie.
Yeah, since I've got here, my diet has gone a little bit weird, but I only eat 1 or 2 meals a day.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
I mean, I haven't been eating as much since I've been here.
Yeah.
Because I just think you're always busy, you're always doing something. Like, obviously I'm doing this now, and then obviously I'll be doing a show. I mean, I'm going to meet a friend for dinner after this, and then I'll fly you. But yeah, like, all you want is your show to sell.
Yes.
So you're just getting so into that, it's like you forget the week because your brain's occupied.
That was my breakfast.
Wow.
Like,
a pie for your breakfast.
That's it, you know.
You can tell we're in Scotland.
Yeah.
We're just living their lifestyle, aren't we? You know.
And then the other healthiest thing you can do, by the way, is miss breakfast. Like, literally.
Really?
Yeah. You mix breakfast, in 3 months' time, your body will be different, you'll be healthier, you'll have a clearer mind, just because you miss breakfast. That's it.
Really?
Else. Yeah. Like,
wow.
It's literally, I would call it the elixir of life.
Right.
Because what happens when you go to sleep, your body starts repairing itself.
Right.
And then when you get up in the morning, it still carries on repairing itself.
Yeah.
And so it carries on healing itself. And so it only stops at your first meal.
Right.
So if you can delay your first meal as late as possible, then your body has all that time during the morning to keep repairing.
But you know what? I had a conversation with Larry Dean, you know, Scottish comedian.
Yeah.
He's been alive at the Apollo and that, and he told me that he used to like be overweight, and he said he all as he was doing, this is how he lost loads of weight. He was eating from 12 till 6.
Yeah, that's called
intermittent fasting.
That's called 6-12.
Yeah.
I mean 6-18. I do a lot of that. I've actually taken it down to I think I've done it 22.
A friend of mine told me that there's a guy who eats like 2 hours out of the day.
Yeah.
And
the shorter the window
he's so healthy.
The shorter the window you can make it, the healthier it is.
Yeah.
I'm actually experimenting at the moment with 24 hours now and 36 hours. So I will go for weeks where I will just eat 1 meal or 1 or 2 meals together every other day.
Right.
In fact, if you want to be super healthy, have 2 meals close together every other day. But high calorie we're talking about. We're not talking about, you know, a bowl of salad. That is not a meal.
Yeah.
So for example, my meal would be like a steak, 2 or 3 eggs, and a quarter of a stick of butter.
And that's 1 meal.
Yeah, that's right. And that is like that'd be like 2,000 calories or something. And then you can miss several days without food. It's just
really
crazy. Yeah. Because I don't know if you know, butter, especially grass-fed organic butter, it's one of the healthiest things you can eat.
Is it really? Wow, that's interesting. Do you know what? Speaking of intermittent fasting, there was a guy I watched. It was on YouTube. You can check it out. Yeah, check it out on YouTube. And there's a guy, and he didn't eat for like 40 odd days. He just walked.
Yeah.
And I didn't think you could live.
No. There's people who the Russians did a ton of experiments around this, and what they found. Well, this was about 70, 80 years ago.
Right.
They wouldn't do that now. But you know, when human rights wasn't that great. But they did a ton of experiments on people, and they found that if you fasted for a minimum of 25 days, whatever you had, whatever ailments you had, disappeared. The body literally reset itself.
Wow.
So if you want to become...
So I suppose it's like dead skin with a snake, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
something
its
like
skin
that,
goes back.
Yeah. It basically, if you can go just do lemon water for 25 days, your health would go through the roof.
Wow.
Like, it would be... And if I could put this into a pill, what your body can do for you on a 25-day lemon water fast, if I could put it into a pill, you would quite happily pay me £1 million for that thing.
Yeah, if I had £1 million, I would.
Yeah. But you had $1 million.
Yeah.
But you know, you would go out and you would throw all your money out.
Yeah.
The benefits, the health benefits are so much.
Wow.
It's I wouldn't say it's off the charts. It's off the charts.
Off the scale.
Off the scale. Yeah. People have saved their lives just by doing 25-day fast. There's a guy.
I'll look that up on YouTube. I'll look at stuff because I love anything like that, and it's nice to come on a podcast and get educated.
Well, I'm in September. I'm doing a 21-day fast.
Are you really?
Yeah. I'm going to Italy.
Are you going to blog it and everything?
I might do.
I think you should, because it'll be very interesting.
Yeah, but what I've found is most Western people aren't ready for this.
Right.
And they react really badly to it.
Right.
Like if I was sitting with somebody and I said, oh, by the way, I don't eat every 2 or 3 days, they would go nuts. Like, what do you mean you don't? You know it's bad for you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Are you eating? Let me take you to McDonald's.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I've had that.
Yeah.
I've had people literally almost trying to drag me to McDonald's.
The thing is, you're fine. Like, I've done a 3-day fast once.
Yeah, but because you understand it now, right?
But I've got to say, I did feel tired and stuff towards the end of it.
Yeah, but do you know what that is? It's because you're not used to it.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
But if I do 2-3 day fast now, in fact, now when I train, when I do bodybuilding, I do it while I'm fasting. Everything I do in a faster state.
Really?
Your body, the default state for your body to do for peak performance is in a faster state. But the reason you feel that low is because you've never trained your body to do that.
Yeah.
You never allowed your body to do that, so it doesn't.
It's like that story with the weed, isn't it? With the cannabis.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you panic because you were like, oh my god, my body's never done this before.
That's it.
And that's where it'll be.
And so I'm in ketosis. I don't know if you understand ketosis. So I burn fat.
Right.
I'm a fat burner. So you burn carbs and I burn fat.
Right.
Most of the time.
Right.
So hence for me, I eat butter like you would eat bread.
I suppose it's like I eat avocados a lot of days.
Yeah, avocados are amazing.
They're good for ketosis, aren't
Yes,
they?
that's right. Yeah. So butter, avocados, eggs. Eggs are like the perfect food.
Yeah.
Eggs,
full of protein, full of nutrients. Yeah.
The fat and the nutrients and all that.
Yeah.
So I study health, like inside how the body works, what makes it work, what makes you healthy, what little tweak you can do here to make you really healthy. So I do all these little things, but that's a different matter anyway. But so the healthiest thing is missed breakfast, and once a month, 3-day lemon water.
Right.
Drop a little bit of cider vinegar in it, Himalayan salt. The reason Himalayan salt, pink salt, because it doesn't contain just sodium. It contains dozens and dozens of other minerals.
Yeah.
And anything your body uses, it needs loads of other things to use it.
Yeah.
So like vitamin C you're taking, it needs other things to work. Sodium, it needs other things to work. Like sodium works with potassium.
Right.
So what your body has is like a scale inside it. And if you have, there's a ratio of potassium to sodium.
Right.
And so if you take a lot of salt and your salt levels go up, but you don't bring the sodium levels up, you will go to the wee. Your body will make you wee and get rid of the salt because it's got to keep this ratio.
Right.
Right. So if you take salt, you've got to take potassium as well.
Right.
And if you take potassium, you've got to take salt with it because these two go together. And if you eat a lot of potassium...
Well, there's a lot of potassium in avocados.
Yeah.
And bananas.
So if you eat a lot of potassium and your potassium levels go up, but there's no sodium in your diet, then the body will flush out the potassium.
Right.
So you've got to take both of them out.
Right.
And so when you're taking this electrolyte water, you would put magnesium in it, a bit of magnesium, a bit of sodium, a bit of potassium, low salt, that's potassium.
Yeah.
Apple cider vinegar, a little bit of lemon in there, in there. Make like 2 liters or whatever.
Right.
And what I do is I have 2-liter jars, like glass jars, and I just put them in the fridge. And I just knock it back during the day, and then refill them, and then finish it. And you'd be so healthy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh well, I've been very educated. It's been so much fun.
No, this has been really good. Yeah. So what I'll do is I will sync these two together and then put it out there. So thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Definitely. And so I'm Biohacking Joe Bains. So follow me everywhere. This is Danny Posthill.
Follow me page on Facebook, Danny Posthill Impressionist. I'm also on Twitter at Posthill Danny, and I'm also on Instagram, Danny Posthill.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your fringe. Enjoy.